Hello, fellow Star Voyagers, welcome back. Might finish the main game today. Might we? What do you think? There's a lot left, but I think it all rolls together. See how it unfolds. What day is it? I think it's Thursday. Hey, Bob, first in the chat, first in the room. Howdy, man. Welcome. Trying to get used to this new schedule. Long Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then Tuesday and Thursday. I just remember what happened at the end of the stream. Feel totally different. Hey, hey, hey. Chandler, what's up? So, we got our upgraded spear. Silence took off. We heard some data points about Silence and Hades and the Eclipse and Helis.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Dervahl, I know he'll defend the city. With the Spire.
And then I went out to that ledge and jumped off thinking I was gonna grab a rope or something. Shouldn't there be a rappel point up here or something? Hey, Eva. I mean, do we really have to climb down the slow way? So unlike this game not to give you a rappel point. I feel like I'm missing something obvious. Well, there's one. Let's just go. Bob, you need your routine. You sympathize. I think I like this new routine. There's our first. That's repaired. Still damaged, still damaged, still damaged. Okay. Our first journal entry. Lobek, 11/19/64. Just wrapped inspection of Gaia Prime Site. Instruction is well underway. Reactor installed. Plans for control room remind me of Starship bridges on those cheesy old sci-fi vids. Living spaces for alphas already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we never have to seal ourselves in here. Not that Elysium sounds much better. Spent last week at the Bryce site. Designing ZD, Zero Dawn Project Labs, drawing up protocols. The base we're repurposing was huge. Plenty of room for workspaces and residence blocks. The work crew's already set up my office, lab. I'm not a fan of the glass wall. Guess Murray's intention was to ensconce me as an all-seeing presence. Ugh, opposite effect. Makes me feel watched, on display. Tempted to paint it over. Harris recorded his presentation yesterday, suitably bleak. Scheduled to record mine Friday. As soon as reception, lounge, holo theaters, and first residence block at Zero Dawn site are finished, we'll start processing the candidates being held outside Tuscan, 27 already. Extraction teams prioritizing Pacific Rim and Aussie candidates. How scared and confused they must be. Snatched off the street, carted across the world, held in cells. Here's hoping they understand once they see the big picture. Going to catch a few hours sleep here, then fly back to the Zero Dawn site. Harris promised delivery of QB lattices by noon. Expect Mark 1 will take 2 weeks to machine, assemble, and test. I aim to launch Gaia at 0.6 Turing grounding. From there, I'll spin her up past 1 Turing. Wonder how long it'll take to break the 1.38 Turing record. MIE can go hang. Sleep.
I am assuming direct control.
Hey, man. Woo, welcome. So, I did not see any of the Borderlands stuff, although I heard. I got the gist. I got the gist, but I didn't see any of it. It looked really good. Is that the word? Not the presentation, but stuff coming out like textures and updates for existing games and a new game finally. That stuff. The trailer's fantastic. Did they pick a good song? Seem to have generally good taste historically for their trailer music. Ah, Azcat, what's up? 1964. 64 was a good year. The Beatles first appeared on Ed Sullivan. Girls across America screamed and cried. Seen the pictures. That is sweet. The remaster upgrades are free on PC too. $30 on console for Borderlands 1 remaster. Might finally play it. Oh, I remember when we tried to play it, the thing that got me most of all was the frame rate. Not the resolution, just the frame rate. That was like a 15 FPS game. It was painful. Maybe 20. Maybe 20. If they want to score some points with the community, they will make stuff like that possible. They really want to score some points with the community, and they have class equivalents in the new game, as well as any new stuff. What if you could import your characters to 3 from 2?
Low and quiet does it.
Not my idea, just... Stormbird, wanna play? You cheated last time. The Stormbird really cheated. Didn't kill us, it just cheated, that's all. Had it fully tied down and it just broke this. It broke and flew off, so. Not this time, last time. I had it fully tied down when it should have been stunned. Looks like the 4 playable Vault Hunters are all new. Okay.
Not holding.
Wait, what do you mean not holding? Team Aloy. What are you talking about, Aloy? Oi. Wait, see the tie downs left over. Where was our wood check at? 13? We're good. Whoa! Totally was paying attention. Totally. Saw that the whole time. And to do that, let's see, Jay, a couple streams ago someone asked why you put tear on your roadcaster. I missed the answer. I don't think I answered them. I don't think I heard the question. So, all right, that's a good question because I remember thinking about it and not Not even being sure when I did it, but let me go for an answer. If you look at the two properties that the ammo, the rope ammunition shows, it's damage, 0, and it has a tear value. So I had thought about putting handling on it, but I don't think I don't know for sure, but I don't think handling affects how well it builds up the tie down effect. I think it has, I don't know, to be honest. But the tear was the value shown next to the rope ammo. So I thought I'd play to its strengths and build that up. That's why. But does it work better the way I've done it? I don't know. That's my reason. And that's my pain. Oh, we don't need the quest marker. Is that the one sending us to Meridian? To the Palace of the Sun. If you've seen the game main ending before, it's quite a sequence. This will be plenty involved, but if it is that we're going to arrive to, the whole setup for the final battle, then we'll probably get into the Frozen Wilds again today. As far as you've seen, handling makes it shoot a little faster, but that's all. And that makes sense. So I still wonder, question may still be open, whether the tear actually affects how quickly the tie down builds up, or maybe just... Is it possible that when a creature breaks free, there is some tear effect at the points that were tied down? Potentially ripping components off that I haven't noticed.
Forget about traveling light.
There's no repel point. We have to work with.
Garden.
Gotta be a better way down, but the way we came in. Isn't it? Something up here. No repel point here. It's no more helpful. I remember getting confused in this spot. Is this where the stalkers were? The circle there. Feel free to shout anything out here about the way down. So it was that campfire, but I think that was on our way in. Where's the right way down? We got cliffs over here. There's something I can climb down on. Ah, yeah, I dropped the ledge there. Missed it. Is this where we climbed up and we were getting shot at by stalkers? Maybe not stalkers, but at least the Watchers and possibly the stalkers. I guess this tree is invisible. dodge them. Forget that. There are stalkers down here, though. Look out, this could get gnarly.
I think I'm in the clear.
Creative, right? Can you imagine the extent of Aloy's head trauma from all the rolls she does? All the times she lands with her head and rolls out of it? Could have popped like a melon a long time ago.
Easy, easy.
I'm not making fun of you. Got a lot of metal burn. They're having a lot of metal burn. That much. 200 something. Why look before making a dive over a small crevasse? The worst that could happen besides death. Or maiming. Well, we have a lot of metal burn, so... sec. How's it going, everyone? Making our way to Meridian for, I guess for endgame. Main game, endgame. Yeah. And I realized I had a lot of metal burn, so I'm going a little bonkers with corruption arrows. Why not? Oh, you got 2 for 1. Favorite. Only 2 remain. There could be only 1. For Aloy to kill.
Can smell the new day on the wind.
Love the smell of a new day in the morning. Yeah, that's how it works.
Back to your business.
Seriously, those new days that start at dusk? For the birds. Sucks though, because as a human race, we've managed to do that to ourselves in many cases. Lots of people's days basically start anew at dusk. Night shifts, and only a human could be so fucked up to come up with an idea like that. We need to get more work done. Let's invert things so we can work around the clock. Forget everything nature is telling us. We'll just yeah. Yeah, but you probably did it because you didn't have a lot. Well, maybe you did it because you thought it would be extra money or something, but a lot of people would do it because they don't have a whole lot of choice, right? Which is probably the worst possible reason to have to do something like that. Turn your biological clock upside down and...
This'll last.
Boy, if you miss that thing at your feet one more time. back then. Night shift seemed like you never got a good sleep, just a series of naps. Wasn't worth the shift differential in pay and you bailed. Most understandable. I've never tried to do a night shift. It were the closest thing I've ever done, and it's, I joke, but the closest thing I've ever done to a night shift is all the 24-hour streams we used to have here, you know, which was a very specific number of them. There's no night shift, but I don't think I could, yeah, I don't know how I would do with something like that. Although I did bring some of my work from my new job home with me after stream, after dinner. I'll probably do a few hours of work. It's like 3 shards, but like running. How much of a ledge can we stay on? Oh, this just dumps out. I don't think we can.
There are snap maw carcasses everywhere. No wonder the Glinthawks were drawn here.
Zach, you weren't a fan of night shift either. Nobody comes immediately to mind, but I know I've met people who are just fine with it. You know, they love it. It's quiet. They get paid a little more. Kind of what you might get into it for if it wasn't something you had to do. But then you find out if you're gonna go crazy or not. Is it worth it or not? Is it all the things people do thinking they might do just fine with it. They know it'll be tough, but they think they might do just fine with it until they try it. Like, I don't know, going out on a fishing boat for a season to make extra money. That sounds hard as all get out. Or getting a job where you work like, you know, 4 super long shifts instead of 5, 6, whatever days. But I mean, you can run yourself ragged doing odds and ends like that. Maybe I'll show it to him one day. Oh, I love that. It's mobile device related. Oh, you know, nice delicate things. Go great with hammers. You never saw your friends and it was just like power napping, eating, work, repeat. Yeah, that sounds right. STE mod. Did I read that right? What exclusive on PS4 best for you? Probably this, but The Last of Us, maybe, Bloodborne, those 3. This, The Last of Us, and Bloodborne. How's that for an answer? Those 3 are my favorite. Gonna fight the Thunderjaw before we go to Meridian to fight everything? Or we can. We're gonna have plenty to fight really soon. As soon as we get there, right? And I'll have to do some talk and prep. What about for you? What are your favorites? Exclusives on PlayStation? Maybe we should help. Maybe we should help. Hold still. I didn't realize he was on to me. Nice. Ace, what's up? Good day, sirs. Where I fell off the same ledge a dozen times in a row. I'm sure that happened. I don't remember the moment, but I do remember first playthrough of Witcher 2 when I couldn't find... There were ladders everywhere during the big battle in the city, but you're told to go down and you can't use any of the ladders that you see, except one specific one, which was like the only one I didn't try for 15 minutes. I raged out. That was probably the first time on Twitch that I ever raged out. I couldn't find the... I can... That rage is still in me. Yes. Well, that sucked.
There are snap maw carcasses everywhere. No wonder the Glinthawks were drawn here.
Better I'd gone the highway. Oh, Troy. Gotta love when they fight for you. I do. I do love it. Good to see you, man. So, any more excitement out there for the Borderlands stuff? Who can't be the only one out there excited. For years, after years. Suppose if they hadn't left everyone hanging for years, there might be more excitement. I don't know. More, less. They announced Borderlands 3. I didn't see any of it. I'm just rehashing here. Borderlands 3 remakes, remasters of the earlier ones, not remakes, but upgraded textures, free on PC, and basically a remake of Borderlands 1. That was looking pretty old. Coming next week, that's right. No date on Borderlands 3, but the other stuff's coming next week. Pretty cool. Yeah, it was. Moon bouncing was cool, but that one thing didn't save it, so yeah. Hi, Rock. Wow, we're just slaughtering bunnies today.
Looks good.
Aloy is fine with this. Let me hit that campfire real quick. That was no good. Alright, Mound. That sucks. Whoa. Gotta watch it. I've fallen to my death. I'm not exactly sure where, but during this Thunderjaws fight. Nice. That Tails an insta-kill. How good is it holding? Come on. Lie down. Lie down already. What's your problem? You're invincible? You're gonna be fucking invincible today? Another gun. Or did it come off? Oh, Aloy, come on, we don't have a lot of time. Okay, I'm not sure where it is. Is that the other one or the one I dropped? I think that might be the other one. right there. He found it for us. Oh, nice.
Keep it down.
Doing on wire and things, 500. It's, I mean, should be good. We'll use a lot. I mean, I won't be thinking about it. During the last battle, I'll just be using everything. I like that too, Hazcat. You don't have to stop and do something to save. Quick save, just run by and keep running even if you're blinded for a second. I can turn around, start running back down the path, sort of. Jonathan, you got a 68 handling mod. Crazy. Was it up like Frozen Wilds? Higher tier mods or something? I don't think I've seen one like that.
These will keep.
Also high. Pretty good. I don't think it matters really which way we go in. Atma from Cauldron. Huh. Hey, Quadias. Sorry, I didn't. The same color as Queen Eva and the Q. QU even. I didn't see you there. It was a good disguise. You just hide behind someone else. Hey man, I got a new job, so while it's means kind of letting go of my own business for the most part, at least I'm busy. I'm getting busy and got some work, so I'm working on that. Busy is good. Yeah, we've got a ton of stuff to work on, and I'm sure I couldn't illuminate the whole nature of the business and all its minutia.
Never know when I might need these.
The large wholesale nature of what comes in and goes out, but in particular what comes in means we're already set up with a ton of work for the next, like the remainder of the year. We basically know what we're going to be working on for the rest of the year already. And I say that with like, but no, it's a good thing. It's actually a really good thing. It adds a lot of predictability to what's coming in the near future. Which job is it? It's a wholesale mobile device recycling, but not like trash recycling, not materials recycling. It's resale recycling kind of thing. So, Where's this on the map? Right next to, we're coming in north of Meridian. So we came in from over here, moved west, and then this is where you first fight a rock breaker. And I run along there. It's sort of a quick way to get up here to the high road into Meridian. Thank you, man. It's just gonna be a sort of a part-time thing, but I've stopped driving for now and I'm just gonna do that. So, becoming a full-time thing. Already.
She stood between the assassin and our Sun King.
I've seen better.
We're near the end. We are going to Meridian, to the Palace of the Sun, looming shadow, and that's endgame, right? Hades intends to use the Spire to transmit a resurrection signal, calling millions of buried war machines from their graves. When the time comes, which is very soon, Aloy must stand against the shadow, but she will not fight alone. We are near the end. I got a late start today. We'll see how long this sequence goes for.
Watch out for the Asteron merchants. I'll assume Titia's looking.
Oh, also, for what it's worth, the PlayStation version, VR version of Borderlands 2
I have a matter of grace and beauty I would like to discuss with you.
didn't have the DLC, but is getting it. Was told that too. I overshot. We need to be. Yeah, not next week maybe, but summertime.
An Oseram tries to kill the sun.
All of it. So finally be able to play as a Mechromancer in VR. I haven't been playing it at all, but if I was gonna try and get into it,
It's always the ones you
that's my
least
bag.
expect that cause you trouble.
Anarchy or bust. Anarchy would be great in VR. You wouldn't have to aim at anything. It's just.
Aloy,
Best for VR.
what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them. God, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Eren knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire
what do we
rests.
have here? You must be a new
Aloy.
arrival.
Welcome aboard.
Allow me to
Butt Roaster, thank you for the follow.
apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
I don't think that's really the... I don't think the question is quite right. I mean, just for the sake of the story unfolding, let's not talk about what's about to happen in the next hour in the story. Even though we know many of us have seen it already. Maybe someone hasn't or wants to watch it unfold. But the ancient machines, I'll say this much, they were just talking about it. The ancient machines haven't been raised. That's the goal. That's Hades' goal. You're saying at the end, did the ancient machines die? They're still in the ground. The goal is to not see them raised.
Amazing.
Quietly
I
does
mean,
it.
not hordes of them.
Panic in the city.
Where's Murad? Blameless
Do keep me
Murad.
appraised of each new arrival.
A woman now leads the Hunter's Lodge only because...
Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
Yeah, Denethor, let's just let it play out.
And the
Hey.
spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will.
Exactly. It's not a
Sorry.
feeling I cherish. But
Double tap.
Spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
We have a couple optional contacts prep, and
a
then
longer
we go
night
to that.
ahead, most likely.
Go to Olin's to sleep. Review preparations at the ridge and the spire. We'll do both. That's where we end up. Go back journal. We already got 11/19/64. It looks like they're becoming repositioned. The under repair ones are to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still under repair. Logs and journal. We already heard 11/19/64. 7/16/65. Last time I visited Prime was November of last year. Months since have been a blur. Flew out last night to oversee installation of the central armature and the master override. You're welcome, Ted. Which was completed by 0430, so I decided to grab a few hours of sleep here before heading back to Zero Dawn. Called Gaia before I bedded down, ostensibly to update her on the site plan, but the truth is I missed her. Developed a habit of speaking to her before I sleep. Seems to be the only thing that calms me these days. Woke to a message from Oswald. The Odyssey launched yesterday, so terrestrial life's chance of survival has doubled. Why then do I feel so uneasy? I just keep wondering what kind of world Far Zenith will create if the ship reaches its destination so many decades from now. And I worry about that alpha build of Apollo. So much knowledge, so few restraints, and no failsafes. How will they avoid repeating our mistakes? What's to stop them from playing God? Hold that thought. Gotta talk about that in a minute. Forwarded the Odyssey message to the Alphas. Naoto replied in less than a minute. The poem, of course. The Building of the Ship by Longfellow. And it's long, all right. I didn't read all of it, but it seems to be about launching a ship rather than building one. This stanza, or couplet or whatever, leapt out at me. Humanity, with all its fears, with all its hopes of future years, is hanging breathless on thy fate. Yeah, Odyssey and Zero Dawn both. Speaking of which, I should get back to Zero Dawn. Guess I should stop by Naoto's lab and check on Demeter's progress too. If I can get out of there without a volume of Tennyson pressed into my hands, I'll count myself lucky. Till next time. So, we already know that Ted fucking Faro destroyed Apollo and then killed all the Alphas because Ted fucking Faro. And so there was no Apollo. And all the kids raised by the servitors had nothing to learn from besides the most basic knowledge. But there was an alpha build of Apollo. So much knowledge, so few restraints, some potential in there, no fail-safes. All this knowledge just bottled up. Now, the Odyssey failed. Apollo is the knowledge part of Zero Dawn. It's the database of all the information, all the learning, everything that was going to be taught to the generations of children that were going to be raised by the servitors. But Apollo was sabotaged by Ted. So, no Apollo. But we're all hoping there'll be a sequel to the game, right? And the Odyssey failed, crashed, something went wrong, exploded in space. But what's to say the alpha build of Apollo isn't recoverable in some form, some portion of it, or all of it? And what would that unleash upon the world? So much knowledge, so few restraints, no fail-safes. But maybe one hell of a sequel? Huh? Another? Is that the one we just read? It just popped up again? I went to it too quickly.
Come, let's talk it over.
Oops. Couldn't see the elevators very well at night. Lost my sense of orientation again. Anyone ever fallen down the elevator shaft if it was open like that? I don't think I've run right in. All knowledge with no failsafe, so the sequel will be getting them on the internet. Almost literally, yes. Almost literally. Imagine cities of people who weren't raised with that knowledge suddenly getting access as adults. Not taught along the way, but just imagine. Focuses everywhere. Networked communications.
here. See for yourself.
Have you just polished that armor, Buzit?
Of course.
An Osram.
Isn't that a little...
Seb's back on his feet.
I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry. I'll leave that to the other Nor at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
The Osram that tried to kill our Sun King?
Never tell me the odds.
Traitors, a whole tribe of them.
Little Huntress, you called, so here I am.
Ready to fight?
Fight? I thought you just wanted tea and conversation. Is there a battle coming? I wasn't informed.
Well, that can't be true. You're always informed.
Ah, so I am. We've only met a few times, and yet you know me so well.
I don't think I know you at all. But I'd like to.
When I hear that line, it usually means something else. Can I tell you a secret?
Of course.
I've been waiting for this fight my whole life. The enemy we face today is the same that turned Meridian into a slave pit and Sunfall into a bloodbath. Fanatics who torture and murder mothers, fathers, families, children, and say it's the will of the sun. I hate them, Aloy. I've got the scars of their whips on my back to prove it. And today, we can get rid of them once and for all. I said I came for you, but that was only half the truth. I came for them. This time, they're not getting away.
I'm with you, Vanasha. We'll fight them together.
And I won't forget it, little Huntress. Tomorrow, may the sun rise in a better world.
You know what we haven't done, which means it probably won't be here at all? Those cannons. We never met up with the NPC. I can't remember her name. We never did the side quest where we improve that weapon for her. And we'll get by, but we didn't do that this playthrough, did we? Wonder what else we didn't do. 10/31/65. Halloween. Travis. That would be Travis Death Metal Tate. Travis came by trick-or-treating, dressed up like me. Could have seen that coming. I gave him a half-eaten packet of dandy wafers as a treat and kicked him out. And not before he invited me to some kind of Italian horror extravaganza he organized for Zero Dawn staff. Seriously, as though there isn't enough horror in the world already. Anyway, I was already scheduled to fly out here to G Prime for final inspections with Harris and the President's delegation. Ed was here too, and he was not looking good. Kept fidgeting and couldn't seem to look me in the face without blinking. I was relieved when he boarded his vert and flew back to Thebes. So I guess I shouldn't complain. If he wants to build himself a deluxe shelter to ride out the apocalypse, let him. Keeps him out of Elysium and away from me. Harris stuck around long enough to give me a detailed briefing on the strategic situation. Basically, we've entered the terminal phase, as though the color of the sky when I was flying over here wasn't clue enough. Another 2 or 3 weeks and the atmosphere won't be breathable. The last vestiges of European and West African Civ brigades are trapped with their backs against the Atlantic. The swarm that scuttled across Antarctica is crossing the Straits of Magellan, about to start its death crawl up South America towards the Amazon. All the work we did to reconstitute the rainforest, it comes to this. And advanced elements of the Pacific swarms are already skirmishing with units on the Kalmar seawall. The noose is tightening. Projections show we can still finish in time, but the margin of error is plus or minus 10 days. Not a good spread. If the plague breaks through ahead of schedule, well, it just can't. I will not let that happen. Enough writing. I need to get back to Zero Dawn.
She did it to honor the men of her house.
She might be there anyways. I wonder if it's a lesser version of the weapon, or she won't be as friendly, or did we actually do the quest? Petra, did we meet up with you?
Huh. So you must be Aloy then.
I guess we never met.
I thought there'd be more of you.
More of me.
Thicker, I suppose. More of a gear wheel, less of a ringlet. Don't get me wrong, you're very well struck.
Do all Oseram flirt at the most inopportune times?
Inopportune? Battle hasn't even started yet.
I do like
Petra
her.
Forge woman. I hail from the Free Heap. I'll be heading back in the next dust storm. Marat asked me to check over the city arsenal first. Cannons have aged well, but I've cleared their throats so they can really roar.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then. It hits nice and wide. No need to aim it like a bow. Range is good. Try the next. See? That'll knock a machine on its ass, ancient or no. With these, I think we could hold off an army.
Thank you, Petra. I'll let you finish up.
Honest metalwork is hardly work at all. Look after yourself, Flamehair.
Flamehair. Nice. So we got credit for preparation at the ridge. Let's head to the spire. Proper way up anyway. Switchbacks on this side, on the northwest side.
How many men do you think you'll kill in the battle, Luthid?
As many as I have to.
I love it when you say things like that. It's so...
What's next? What? A woman is
cheerful.
.1031. Wait, that's the same one? Why did it just pop up again? Same to me. Why would it pop up again? 1119, 716, 1031. The others are still under repair. Or are there more portions of them? Like those same dates are still showing. Hold on, are we getting any extra bits of it? That would be mean. Areas, reception. We read, okay, it doesn't look like they changed, but why are they still popping up? The ones we've already read. Quit messing with my head. Get up from in here. Does this just pass through? No, that takes us around.
You're the hunter from the Banuk Grove.
I remember you also, Nora. The machines shook free of their slumber after you arrived. Raged and fought.
Sorry about that.
Well, that wasn't my fault.
No, I'm thanking you. That night, I decided I would not go back to Banur. I would take my hunt into these lands. So many machines, even demons. Spidery, skittering, without the blue light in them. Dead things that must be killed again.
Our enemies dug up an army of them.
An army. Yes, that's why I came. Good. I'll wait.
Yeah, so back to the ancient machine discussion a little bit. They have dug a few up, but if Hades gets to send a signal out through the spire, which is Hades' goal, a world-killing population of machines would rise. So as for the relative handful, small number that they have dug up by hand, yeah, Candle Flame. I've played it before. We're gonna probably finish the main game here today, and we may get started on the Frozen Wilds. Yes, I have done it before. The Frozen Wilds. Denathan, I don't know if you mean ever or this playthrough. Yeah. Wearing with the face paint. Where's the face paint for? Never mind. It was the face paint for completing. Get the set for completing on Ultra Hard. Hey, Varl.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
She doesn't much like being called Anointed either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
Do you like Varl?
I gave my word.
So, Meridian.
His mom's kind of uptight, though.
What do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you.
Not mean, but...
I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time. And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
Might just do a... Don't have the crop on, huh? I might just do a lazy fix here. How's that for a lazy fix? I just cropped out 10 pixels. Oh, it's still there. Damn. Did it crop from the right side? The way it's flipped, it might not have. See here if I crop from the right up there. Got it. Thank you. A few people have mentioned it, but every time I go to look for it, I can't see it. This time I actually saw it. Should do. Where?
So who are these guys?
They call themselves the Eclipse.
What does that even mean?
It's when the moon gets in front of the sun, idiot.
Is that supposed to sound scary or something?
I don't know. They used to be Carja. Carja are always yammering about sun and shade.
Well, if they used to be Carja, how tough can they be?
Yeah, They're best guys dressed like birds. We'll rip their little feathers
Listen to
off.
this.
Let's not get cocky, boys.
Don't get cocky, kid.
Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
That's big. It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Well, where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear that? Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian.
Meridian.
And we're here for you.
Thank you, Erend. Ursa would be proud.
Only if we win.
Didn't we speak with? 1:15:66. Such a close thing. Been what, 43 hours since Harris warned me? That collapse of the Eastern Line was imminent, swarms launching some kind of pincer maneuver versus the Wichita salient. 5 or 6 days more and I think Gaia could have launched without our help. I really do. We had to scramble. Zero Dawn became a madhouse. Absolute bedlam. Every team rushing to stabilize code and lock it down as Gammas got evacuated, then Betas. Once Gaia was on her way, I gathered the Alphas together to give them the bad news. Felt like I was gonna throw up. They already knew, of course. They knew the work wasn't really finished. Close, but not quite there. Still tests to run, kinks to smooth, work to do. So they accepted it. No Elysium for us. We'll spend the rest of our lives here, testing and polishing each subordinate function to perfection. Guess that's what you get when you recruit a bunch of obsessive perfectionists. Managed not to cry until I got back to my office. So here we are, setting up Gaia Prime. And yeah, such a close thing. Makes me feel nauseated all over again when I contemplate how the fate of life could hinge on coincidence. If I'd never proposed the Lightkeeper Protocol, there never would have been living spaces constructed here. If I'd abandoned the protocol sooner, the necessary life support systems would never have been installed. If at least we won't have to endure the creepiness of raising and training clones of ourselves. The genetic material was never processed out of the Cradle site, so it's not even possible. For which I'm glad. I really wouldn't want to spend time around a young Travis Tate, raised by Travis Tate. No, it'll be up to us to perfect Gaia, one generation only. Update. That was General Harris. The salient has collapsed. USRC expects to be overrun in 2 days, which gives us 72 hours at best to lock down and seal up. Buried alive, for life's sake. I'll go tell the others. Who haven't we spoken with? Sona, Varl's mom.
It rises taller than the highest tree.
These Carja in their frilled armor look like turkeys.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
Always.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
Okay. Back to rest for the battle. taking the wrong way out. No, this will work. Well, you know what I mean. I could find a way to get us killed, but I may very well. Holy shit. Have stranded us. Which fall? Let's see, there's a rock down there. If we just could have landed on that platform halfway down. You're gonna leave us up top after speaking with Sona, I hope?
That's
Prince
a
Ethan
nice
has returned to
spear,
Meridian.
Princess.
Is the war well and truly over?
They put us on the ground? Oh, that was nice.
Enough, woman.
What did we come back to? That was nice. Look at that. Look where they put us. They moved us from the spire where I fell over here where we want to be.
Meridian. Couldn't imagine living anywhere. It's not what I imagined when I was a boy. But it's decent work.
But none of our armor is going to be particularly helpful during the final battle. Will Blazon help a little? Is there some fire going on there? I don't think there's any corruption. Any lightning? Well, that's loud, okay? Very loud. We never did go pick up the Shield Weaver armor, but we've got our power cells. Okay, where's his house?
We're trapped now. The only way out is victory.
Everyone needs a splash of color in their lives. Come, let's talk it over.
Not really, right there? Where is it? Up.
Get to safety. The battle begins.
I don't really know exactly whoa where I'm going, but we'll find it. Maybe. Did I just get into the sun ring?
Hope all these outlanders can fight.
Oh, I
We're
don't.
going to
Look
need
at that.
them.
Everybody's gathered up here. I'm glad we ran in here.
The army's near the city. We're trapped now. The only way out is victory.
Praying before the battle.
Get to come. Let this.
Okay.
Army, the Reach. Save yourselves.
Been to Olin's before.
Who leads the attack?
Someone led us there last time.
Olin's apartment feels empty. Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
Before we sleep, I'm not gonna take a real break, but let me run to the restroom. Be right back. Minute.